guys, I am back with another video. Yeah, it's been a while, but I feel like I wanted to make this little short video to kind of give the backstory of something I decided to start doing back in, like, I think maybe 2020, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2021, I'm not sure, but I decided to start doing it. And if I want to keep doing it, that's the question. So I wanted to kind of give the backstory of why I started it, what's it like now, and kind of my decision of if I want to keep going or stop, basically. Yeah. So before you continue, I don't do this often, but still, girls, still trying. Help me out. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know, tell a friend, tell a friend. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Yeah, and if you recognize this filter, yes, it's a Snapchat filter, because I wanted listen, it's the end of the night and girls looking rough. I had a long work day and I'm glad that tomorrow is Friday, but let's get into it. So it's called, the question is, podcasting to quit or keep going. So back when, if you don't know, I'm an author. I write adult books and children's books, but before I started writing children's books, I was writing adult books, right? And kind of, I was my own, well, not was, still is my own marketing person that gets my stuff together, book stuff, make stuff happen, whatever. My marketing team is me. And so notice upon like me booking stuff, I noticed like I started, you know, going on podcasts and stuff, and I thought it was really cool. And kind of like most of the podcasts I got invited to, I noticed that there's not a lot of podcast outlets that just focus solely on Black authors, and I felt as though we needed that, you know. We needed that available platform that's just for Black authors. Like, you know, for me, like when I'm searching through stuff like to sign up for, the list is kind of sometimes slim, and especially if you're kind of broke, fuck it, I ain't trying to be cute for y'all and say like I got money. No, if you're trying to basically excel in your career but your funding is limited, you're searching for free stuff or stuff that's like you needed something that's very inexpensive. And so I was like, you know, what can I do to kind of help out my people, you know? So I was like, you know what, I literally, one of the platforms that I was interviewed on, like kind of afterwards, they seen like a little link to say, hey, you can start your own podcast. And I was like, for real? I wondered, like, maybe I could. So I was like, it seems pretty simple. So I signed up for it, and I was like, you know what? I want to create something that's kind of popping, but kind of like I don't see, and that's free, you know, because I feel as though sometimes it's hard to kind of get good publicity and for free, especially as a Black author. So I was like, you know what? I'm not like at the peak of the game, and but I'm not so high or so low where I can't help somebody else. So you know what? I want to create this platform and share it with people. And one thing about marketing that I learned is that we can all learn from each other, you know, and that's important. We don't all have the same amount of followers. So if you have 1,000 and I have 500, I have 500 followers that you don't have that you can gain. That's how I see it. That's how I see it in marketing. So that's kind of how I played it. So I came up with the name What's Your Spill. That was the name, well, that is the name of my podcast. And the description of it is the podcast was created to let authors spill the tea on their latest releases and what they have to come. And that's the point. Like, I want authors, I literally searched and sought it out for Black authors that had releases that were out or just came out, to help them say, you know what, I'm gonna use my platform that I'm still building on myself to help you, because, you know, it's like a win-win. We're helping each other in a sense, but it gives you more exposure and kind of, you know, it's giving support. And yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, I thought that was cool until kind of I realized that I'm putting in a lot of work that I'm not getting paid for, and it's not really being appreciated, and I don't like that. And in season 1, because right now we're in the 3rd season. Yeah, it's crazy for the way how this conversation is going. Season 3. Yeah, but in season 1, I interviewed some people, and it was good, and it was just me at the time. And it allowed authors to basically explain who they are, because a lot of times as readers read the book and say, oh, this is a great book, but never know what led that author to basically putting that book out, or the backstory, or who or what makes your favorite author your favorite author. And this platform, that's what it's for, so you can know the backstory of who makes them who, why they decide to write books, and what they got coming up next. I thought that was cool, and some other authors did too. So they thought that was cool. So in season 1, I kind of did like a mix. I did black authors mixed with like black businesses, and it was pretty cool. Life started to happen, so kind of season 1 wrapped up, and so then I went into season 2. And in season 2, I was like, you know what, I want to kind of open things up. I want to try something different. So I included my good friend of mine, which is like my editor for my books, to be my co-host. And like, that is cool because I'm an author and she's a poet. So I'm just like, oh yeah, we finna get this. It's gonna be a different spectrum, because I've also never seen a podcast show that is that includes poetry interviews. And I was like, you know what, poet interviews, y'all, I know what I mean. And I was like, yeah, but we finna be on the road, we finna helping people, we finna literally like create so much goodness for the black authors in the game. Yes. So literally things got good. I reached out to people, and literally me reaching out saying, hey, here's a free interview. And they're like, wait, what? Free? You're not charging nothing? I'm just like, nah, I got you. Like, if you want to make a donation, cool, I respect that. That'll be a blessing. But I'm reaching out to you. Pick out a date, pick out a time. You don't think you gotta do is show up, answer the questions, and boom, I'm gonna edit, I'm gonna advertise. I got you. You repost when I tag you in it. You get your book some more exposure. You got your interview, you telling your story. Like, you are winning ×3. Do you hear me? That's what I thought. Literally from the start, since season 2 started, season 2 was booked from the hem. Do you hear me? From the rooter to the tutor. Season 2 was booked all the way up. Literally until I think the end of June. Like, me and April was going back to back with interviews, popping them out every week. From children's books to adult books to poetry to floetry. Like, we was popping out interviews left and right, literally from I think from Nigeria to New York to North Carolina, like killing the game. I'm just like, I'm so excited because, thinking we're helping people, and I'm thinking people are appreciating it. And there are some, do not get me wrong, there are some authors that's like, yo, I really applaud you for what you're doing. Like, that's really dope, and it's really cool, and I see your vision, you should keep going. But it be those bad apples. They say one bad apple ruins the whole bunch. Yeah, those bad apples we ran across literally got to the point of where, like, I don't even know if I want to do this no more, because like like, you're not reposting nothing, like, you're not even involved in the interview. I want to say like not involved in the interview, but it's just like, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Like, if literally after you do the interview, the simple part, everything else fell on me to literally edit the audio, make the flyer, post it. And I was really going above and beyond. Do y'all hear me? Like, I was literally not only editing it and posting it to the Anchor site, but I was also making clips, re-editing the edits, and putting snippets on my Instagram for other people to share this on my friends on Instagram. They can go and watch the full podcast on the site or on Spotify or wherever they watch, listen to podcast stuff, right? Boom. Then I was like, you know what? Boom, I don't stop there. Let's share it to the Facebook page. Boom, let's share it to my YouTube channel, because listen, I want y'all to have as much exposure as possible. But then I kind of started thinking, like, I'm not getting a vibe that it's being appreciated. I know they say kind of do stuff like from your heart, and that's kind of a big place of where I was doing it. But I was getting overwhelmed. Literally every Thursday by the time of 4:30 p.m. for most, which is the recording time. And I even was flexible with those that was not in my time zone or even in my country to make it work for them. Being flexible. April being flexible for these people. And we both got our own personal life, our own things we're working on, adjusting our schedules to make things, kind of better for them. And it just was like, it wasn't as bad all the time, but kind of towards the end, trickling part of season 2, it was like, okay, I'm kind of glad that this is over for season 2, because kind of the lack of, I'm just gonna say from my perspective, I'm just gonna speak on me because I can't speak for nobody else. Anytime I ever got interviewed, like, I reshared the link because it's my interview. It was my interview, so of course I'm gonna share links, repost stuff, because it's not just about the person's who platform it is. It's about my life, about my stuff that I'm working on, so I'm going to reshare. That's kind of how I thought that marketing goes, especially like if you go to that's just like saying if you like make a shirt but you never show the shirt, so how can somebody know that you're selling shirts? Like, that's crazy. So kind of the goal was to come back from season 2 and kick off season 3, but kind of in this end of season 2, it kind of went into April and our birthday, because both our birthdays are in July. Go Cancers. Ooh, 10 Cancers. And we took that month to kind of basically like life. That's what we did. We took like our sabbatical month to kind of regroup and get stuff back together. And kind of towards the end of July, in a sense, we kind of started talking it out and started questioning like, should we continue doing this? In April, like, I mean, honestly, I'm with whatever you want to do, I'm with it, but I got stuff going on, and I was like, girl, me too. And kind of doing the podcast was taken away from me writing, because it's like within me doing the podcast, I'm still got journalism work, I still got my own books to finish, and it just was like, okay, at the end of the day, I still got my own interviews and podcasts to book and find. And it just was like, I'm not being funny, but I really hate feeling unappreciated. And I'm glad to have talked to the people that I have, throughout season 1 and season 2. But it's just like season 3, we're 1 episode into season 3, and I honestly am not really pressed to find other authors for season 3 to fill. I'm not. I'm being honest with y'all. And I'm not pressed because of the fact that like I did take on more work for trying to help me and my kid out. And then I really want to finish my book and her book. Excuse me. I'm trying to move. I just got a lot going on. And April got her stuff that she's working on. And it's just kind of like, not saying an inconvenience, but in a sense, doing something that's not really bringing income, but taking out of really like a lot of my time. It takes away from basically time with my child, takes away time from my child, takes away time from my writing, takes away from my work. And it's just like saying like, that's crazy. Like, I'm sitting here kind of pulling myself in both directions, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Like, I can be a good person in other ways and help others, but I think my podcast time might be over. Like, a part of me wants to keep going, but then truthfully, y'all, I really want to stop, because it just is, it's like, yeah, it's a lot. No, it might not seem like a lot, but to do descriptions, hashtags, snippets, editing, yeah, it was a little bit too much. And I don't feel the same way how I used to feel about it anymore. I had somebody reach out to me, I think maybe 2 days ago, maybe earlier this week, and was like, hey, I came across your podcast, and I was just wondering, could I, what would it take for me to sign up to get an interview? And I just was like, ugh. Like, I started responding, but then I just was like, I don't even want to lead this lady on, because my heart ain't in it no more. It's just not, my heart isn't in it anymore like it used to, because it's just not. I feel like it could really go far if I have the time to allocate to it, and I ain't trying to be funny, and if it came with some coins, I definitely could invest time in it. But yeah, life is short. You got a lot going on. You kind of got to pick and choose what you need to continue to get focus in your life, and that's kind of one of the things that kind of falls at the bottom of my list. So I'm like, if it falls at the bottom, why the hell not cut it out? Snip snip. I'm just saying. So yeah, so kind of take your own assumptions from this video, but I can add it to my list of things that I've accomplished, and can be kind of proud to say that there's a 95% chance that I'm done with podcasting, and I'm okay with that. I feel like there might be days where I miss it, but then I'm a whole journalist out here, so I'm always interviewing people. So I still have my interview side of it that I was basically doing. It just won't be the career focus of authors or poets. So that part of me a little sucky, but I feel like, no, I don't feel like it. I get over it very quick because yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. I did what I need to do while I could. But yeah, that's my story. That's why I created the podcast, and where I stand on it now. And I thank my podcast April for basically holding down with me. We did literally 20 episodes, like back to back. Like, that shit was fire. Just for the fact of how, interviewing that amount of people is such a follow me on social media, help me increase eyes on my work. That means a lot to me, because I feel so the more followers I have, it means for me more eyes on my books and the stuff that I'm working on. So yeah, support me in that way. And if you still want to support the authors, that were interviewed in season 1 and season 2, go check out some of the old podcasts. I'm still leaving my podcast up. I'm still leaving up their interviews, well, except for on my YouTube channel that kind of got snipped. I'm just saying, y'all. I was checking them out. But go and support their episodes. There's some really great episodes on there. Y'all, wait, I forgot to add another reason why I kind of wanted to stop doing podcasts, because I don't have the professional equipment, of course, but I wanted to edit out. Me and April call her our other co-host, which is my daughter. Literally, Crunk is one on the show. You feel me? The Crunk is one on the show. Do you hear me? She made a lot of episodes live. For real. But a lot of part of it, I wanted it to be heard professionally, to the fact of there's little background noise. And I'm not that skilled just yet. But in time, if I learn, I could be. But that's not something I want to really give my focus to, honestly. So that's another thing. But that's neither here nor there. But y'all, that's my backstory. That is my current state, and that answers the question of whether I want to keep going or quit. And I'm not really quitting, but I kind of am waving the white flag for right now. So yeah, without further ado, that's about concludes this video. Yeah, go follow me on social media at Author Valine J. Boom. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Until next time, peace.